All right. All right. All right. I'd like to welcome everybody to our Zoom performance here with Zahn McLaren, and welcome to Longmire Days, Zahn. Appreciate you
Oh,
joining us. Just a few questions. First of all, how you doing?
I'm good. Staying, trying to stay healthy
Very,
during the pandemic here. I'm out in Nebraska, hanging out with my mom, and yeah, it's so far so good. I hope
very good.
everybody's staying healthy and safe out there.
Very
Yeah,
good. Let's
yeah.
jump right into it, Zahn.
Sure,
Um,
sounds good.
why don't you share with us how'd you get into acting? What would your advice be to some young natives that were wanting to get into it? Can you share your story a little bit?
You know, I started drama class in high school, and the spark kind of lit the fire back then, and but I didn't really get into it for quite a few years later. Um, so I was living in Nebraska. I was in my early 20s and looking for something to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. And I auditioned for a play out here in over the river in Iowa called Jesus Christ Superstar. And they hired me because I had to, well, I had to go on an audition. I had to sing a cappella. I can't sing. So I went and auditioned anyway because it was my favorite musical, and I just wanted to give it a shot and kind of dare myself to do it. And I did, and I was horrible, but they still hired me. And they hired me as one of the apostles. I think they were just trying to add some color to the cast. I'm serious. I think because I had long hair, and they wanted to add some
Yeah.
different looks to the cast. So they hired me as one of the apostles, and I just sang in the choir. I didn't have any solos or anything like that. Obviously, I can't sing, but I fell in love with it. I got on stage and felt the energy between, the actors and the audience, and it was just something I enjoyed. And so I did some local commercials in Omaha, Nebraska, and I ended up moving out to Los Angeles to pursue an acting career.
Man, how that was right after high school you did that?
No, it was probably 4 or 5 years after high school.
Okay.
Probably 22, 23 years old.
Nice. From
Yeah.
Omaha to LA, yeah.
Yeah, I moved down to Phoenix, and I was doing some school down there, and trade school, and I ended up in Los Angeles. And then I left LA in the late 80s and came back to Omaha, but I wasn't pursuing acting then. And I caught the bug when I came back, and then I moved back in the early 90s to LA. I had some friends back there, and so it was kind of easy to transition back into Los Angeles, and I got pretty busy pretty quick.
Nice. What was your first what you'd call a big role that you got in?
TV role. I think I had a couple lines in a movie the week called I can't even remember the name of it. Shit, excuse my language. It was with that actress Nell Carter. I don't know if you remember Nell Carter.
I do, yeah. Yeah.
She's an African American actress, but I had a couple lines. It was a movie of the week, and then I went and did a couple other guest star spots on Baywatch and Tequila and Benetti and stuff like that.
So were you wearing a little Speedo in Baywatch, running inside the beach in slow motion?
No, but I was wearing a really kind of a phony choker, though.
Oh, yeah, okay. One of them Indians.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
well, awesome. Well, your roles that you've been playing really bringing out a lot of inspiration for our natives on the res, off the res, and so I really appreciate that. Personally, myself, you're an inspiration to me, brother.
Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate that, man.
Now, Longmire specifically, what can you tell us about the role Matthias that you played? How did you get into the character, and kind of how do you think the character evolved through the 6 seasons?
I pretty much with most characters I play, I just try to use something personal experiences, growing up in Montana and Wyoming and Nebraska, and bring those personal experiences being around border town reses, and we lived about 20 miles outside of Browning,
Right.
Montana, the Blackfeet Res, and my grandparents lived in Browning, all my aunts and uncles. So I was there a lot, visiting, and I'd stay the weekend with my grandparents. And so, you know, I was back and forth in between those communities. I went to school in the national park. So most of the people I went to school with were Caucasian. And so I just brought those experiences, those racism experiences back in the 70s. And I tried to bring that to the character Matthias, and which I do with every character. I just try to take personal experiences and add that to the character.
Awesome. He did an excellent job, you know, and Matthias, because he didn't take any shit from Longmire, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was pretty much, you know, that first scene of me meeting Walt when I throw that punch.
Yeah.
Kind of sets the tone for the character for the next 6 seasons. It's kind of like the little Chihuahua biting at the heels of the big Saint Bernard or something,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that scene, but I was in the background there.
Were you?
Yeah, I was
That's
Indian
right.
Indian number 4. They put me as Indian number 4, you know, because I'm not stoic enough for Indian number 1.
I know, right?
I don't have the braids for Indian number 2 or 3.
They had to wig you up, isn't it?
Yeah. So
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I did meet you. That's when I first met you, huh? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I was in that scene when you punched Walt. I was in the back smiling like, hey, check it out. You know, I was
Did you see that step ladder they put me on to reach you?
You had to jump up.
I had to jump up like this. No, I'm just kidding. It looked pretty good. You know, we had that guy, Chris Howell, on the set. So Chris, the stunt coordinator, and Chris is always setting up stuff really good, and he's a professional. So
Chris is old school. He's old school. Yeah, I love that guy. He's awesome.
The old rodeo guy, too.
You know? Yeah.
Been around for a long time.
Shit, he was the original Marlboro Man, I think it was.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was, or one of them anyway. I don't know if he's the original, but.
That's Thomas, what's his name?
C. Thomas Howell.
C. Thomas Howell's father, yeah.
Yeah.
Pony Boy.
Pony Boy, yeah. You guys, Golden.
What was that show?
Outsiders.
Outsiders, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Chris is a good dude.
Yeah, he is. He's a good guy. So, what do you think if they resurrect Longmire? You can jump back in as Matthias. What do you think of that?
Oh yeah, of course. If I was available, obviously, and if they wrote that character into the show, yeah, it would be nice to see him do a movie. I have no idea that side of the business. I have no idea what they're thinking or what they're trying to do. But yeah, in a second, I loved being around those people, Adam and Robert and Katie and everybody. And you know, just good people to be around, good people to work with. It's pretty, you know, you were down there, you know, it was just a tight family.
It was a very tight family. I mean, we was, A is amazing. I'm going to be interviewing him for this Longmire Days.
Good.
Virtual Longmire Days. Also, Lou's going to jump in.
Yeah. Both are a bit more articulate than I am.
Yeah. Way more articulate than me.
Yeah. A will go into some long speeches and long explanations, and they're right on. You know, he's so articulate, and it's like a poet or something. You know,
he is. I just let him take over,
and
I just grunt every once in a while. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Oh yeah.
Good. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I throw a wash day in there once in a while.
There you go.
Yeah, as long as I don't say ooks.
Ooks.
Yeah, you're Browning. I always forget you're from Browning.
Yeah, no, but I'm not Blackfeet though. I'm a Lakota. You know, they left Standing Rock in the 50s, and they went up to Browning because my grandfather worked for the GSA. He was a mechanic, and they transferred him up to Browning to work for the tribe up there, and that's where he raised his family.
Okay.
I mean, my mom was born in Fort Yates, and that's where she grew up until she was about 12, and then they went up to Browning, and that's pretty much they're still up there. All my aunts and uncles are still in Browning. There's just a Sioux family that's been in the Browning since the 50s, but
Wow.
they've married into the tribe up there. A lot of my relatives are Blackfeet, so
Yeah,
in-laws. Yeah,
nice.
but I don't speak no Blackfeet.
Yeah. Oh, this one just caddy. That's all I know of Blackfeet. I
Up
lived
there
up
from
there.
Montana.
Yeah, I lived up there for 1 year when I was in. I think I was at that boarding school. I
Oh
think I
yeah.
was. Yeah, that was that 1 year I lived there. I think I was in like fifth or sixth, maybe junior high. I think I
Yeah.
got in more fights that 1 year than my whole life.
Browning can be
Oh,
rough, man. It
yeah.
can
Oh,
be
yeah.
rough.
It gotta
Yeah.
be tough to live in Browning, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially in the wintertime. Shit, it's cold as hell up there.
Yeah, in the wintertime, and then that wind blows. People walk about 45-degree angle everywhere. They're
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I
It was
did.
big. We used to have to burrow out of our second-story window. My grandpa's house would have to burrow out the second-story window just to get out.
Yeah.
We slide down that drift
Oh yeah. Yeah.
on our butts to get out of the house. Yeah.
Gotta be
But,
tough to live up there, man. Gotta be
yeah.
tough. So, is there anything you're working on now?
Obviously the pandemic is going on, so everything's pretty much shut down. But I've been fortunate enough to work on a animated TV series. They're trying to sell. It's called ARK, ARK, and it's based on a video game. And what they did was they just sent all the equipment to me. I set it up in the closet. We record remotely they send a computer, a Mac, and you set up the microphone and you get on Zoom and you talk to all the producers and you just read the script and you do it right into the microphone. So I'm very fortunate enough to be had a job during COVID, during the pandemic. So
Awesome.
I'm very grateful for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it though. Everything's shut down.
Yeah.
Productions.
Well, I know you've been busy during the shutdown, helping out with different Zooms with youth events and
Yeah.
different things like that.
Yeah.
So I've heard a lot. Because I do quite a bit of work in Indian country as far as wellness and all that, as you well know. And your
Yeah.
name comes up a lot. So
Oh,
I know everybody's always really appreciative of you giving your time and your
yeah.
energy back to the people. I know whenever you can, you do that. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you, brother, and
I appreciate that. Thanks.
and continue to be well. And we sure do appreciate you helping out and being part of this Longmire Day
Yeah.
event. It's kind of changed up this year, but next year we're hoping to get back live and get back in there. And we need to kick some ass on some cowboy football or softball next year.
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Year.
We get whooped up on every year, man. There's some we gotta recruit better is what we gotta do.
Yeah, well,
you gotta go up to Brownie and get some of those guys.
Oh yeah, get some of those 6-7 footers, 350 pounders.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Yeah.
You probably have to pay them to come down, but it'd be worth it,
Yeah.
Come down and whoop up on the Cowboys at Longmire days.
Those guys are spiked out when they come, boy. I tell you
know.
what, it's a good time. Longmire Days is all about friendship and family and friends and all that. That's what I appreciate about it. So, we had to change it up this year, but hopefully it keeps it going and keeps the spirit of Longmire going. And, people continue to participate because it brings people together. Just like you said, our cast, we all became family, cast and crew, and just continues to grow, and it's Craig and I started Longmire with prayers and blessings from Charles Little Old Man. And he's passed on now, but one of our Northern Cheyenne headsmen, and gave us that blessing. And that's what he shared with us. Family is good, and that's what I wish upon you guys. And it so happened to be that way. So I was grateful for that. And continue to do well, my brother. Like I said, you're an inspiration. And so we hope and pray that everything continues to go well for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Marcus. And I hope everybody's safe and healthy out there. And, we always appreciate the fans. And we hope that, they might do a movie or something along my movie. And we're hoping, our fingers are crossed. We're holding out. So we'll see what happens.
Awesome. But I didn't ask you what your favorite episode was.
Hey, Marcus, thanks for asking. My favorite episode, I think it was Judas's Kiss. I think that was the name of it. when it dealt with the young Native boy committing suicide. I think that was the most episode that affected me the most. And you know, growing up, suicide definitely touched my life quite a bit with you know, a few friends. And so that episode was probably my favorite to do, and it was pretty easy to tap into those experiences. And you know, that's another reason why I liked Longmire. And you know, because you were a consultant on Longmire, that we were able to touch on some of the issues in Indian country, and you don't see a lot of TV shows doing that. And I want to say thank you for you know, being an advisor for the people of Longmire. And you know, I know they came to you on certain script things and stuff like that, and we appreciate your guidance as well, Marcus.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been working on Longmire for about over 20 years, Craig and I, and pretty much the only show I've ever been a tech advisor on.
Yeah.
And, I've been asked to be I helped out with Hostiles, but I kind of just got my sister involved in that. They just needed somebody to be in like a Cheyenne speaker. But it's not anything that I would really want to be out there doing all the time, you know, working as a tech advisor. You know, I'm a woodworker, and I like working with the people, our people on the res and stuff like that, trying to make a difference, you know. And my goal, my vision, what I see is that, you know, I want more of our people to live healthy and, you know, put the drug abuse and alcohol abuse and child neglect, you know, put all that aside, and, you know, our nation be strong. And I see it happening. I see it happening. You know? Yeah, I see it. There's a wave of wellness washing across Indian country. And the more men out there putting their face out there like yourself, and it gives us that much more of a boost.
Yeah. So. Well, yeah, those I think those values make up the basis of everything, you know. The wellness, the sobriety, taking care of yourself physically, and eating right, etc. I think that, you know, that just forms the base for everything else. And those are the most important things to me in my life.
Excellent. Yeah, and those are values and principles that our ancestors lived by.
Yeah,
they were healthy. They were family. They're family men. You know, they watched over their family. They cared for their family. They loved their children. They loved their companion. Our people are strong and we're beautiful. And I appreciate you bringing that out in everything that you do and what
you do,
brother. So
thank you, man. Appreciate that very much.
You betcha.
Allah, we'll talk to you soon. All right, you guys take care. Thank you, everybody.